We are going on an exciting journey through the most magnificent country in the world. Just like pearls hidden from the eye, the reserves of Russia are the homes to many precious forms of life. This time, we will show our wildlife as you have never seen it before. Turn your body to the left, now to the right. You are watching a spherical video. This means that you can look in all directions, and the pearls of Russia's nature will be all around you. Are you ready to see that? The south of Russia. Here, thickets of reeds stretch to the sky, and the great river meets the sea. The Volga Delta. Its creeks are adorned with lotuses, and rare islets have become a home to hundreds of thousands of birds. On this territory, where the river rules life, there is the Astrakhan biosphere reserve. Look around. We are going along the Russian Amazon. Its delta is one of the largest in the world. The steady river Volga. And at the same time, it is a completely unpredictable habitat. Water has conquered huge areas in these places. The cane creates an illusion of the shore, which doesn't exist. We are coming closer to the dry thickets. Look to the left, a real cane kingdom, in the shadow of which life is boiling. The height of this durable cereal giant can reach 5 meters. The cormorant is above us. Very soon, we will take a closer look at the feathered symbol of these places. Our first stop is an island where unusual residents have settled. Thousands of birds have organized their lives high above the water. Look at the nests above you. Where a large colony of cormorants gathers, it means there are a lot of fish. This location allows the birds to immediately rush into the water for prey. Flooded land with sharp branches is not very comfortable for walking, but if you are in boots, you can get to the thick forest of the Cormorant Island. These chicks are still covered with down and do not know how to fly. The adult cormorant eats up to 1 kilogram of fish per day. The appetite of these babies is not less. Therefore, parents alternatively dive into the water for fish. But sometimes there are blunders and the food simply does not reach the goal. They need to concentrate, even when they're hungry. Here are chicks from a gray heron. They were born less than a week ago. Right after opening their eyes, they are already competing for food from their parents, but they don't even know what to do with small fish. In branchy high rises, the birds follow a clear hierarchy. Large cormorants always occupy the upper floors. Gray herons settle lower. Their diet includes not only fish, but also frogs, snakes, and rodents. During the nesting period, it is very important to choose the right location. After all, if the nest is not very high, life will be unbearable since the chicks will be threatened every minute from falling guano from above. But even on this idyllic island, the laws of nature are inexorable. The colony will live here for no more than 7 to 10 years. The rare surface on the island is not covered with a pungent bird guano. The phosphorus-rich guano of cormorants corrodes bark and wood, turning the island into a lifeless space. There are dozens of fallen trees around, and nests. Nestlings, being on such a land, may not survive. The sun will not spare anyone, including these trees. Because of the large mass of dry plants on the island, fires occur. A fire that starts on the ground is carried by the wind to dry cane shafts where it quickly spreads. But the wisdom of nature turns all misfortunes into goodness. The ash mixes with the guano and is washed away by the rain into the water. Grasses and algae begin to grow in the river. Now there is a place where fish can spawn and where a small school of fish can escape from predators. On well-fertilized ashes, young shoots of cane are already stubbornly growing. It is impossible to stop the circle of life. The Volga is a wise architect of this fertile landscape. A colossal amount of silt and sand is brought to this shore of the Caspian Sea, forming the largest delta in Europe, which is 200 kilometers wide. The Volga is a plentiful food source for the freshwater fish living there. Shady creeks with shallow water are an ideal place for offspring growing. 66 species of fish, pike, rudd, carp, and catfish, spawn in thousands of narrow channels connecting the branches of the river under the silvery surface, obeying the natural cycle. Thousands of fish go there to spawn. The Astrakhan Reserve contains the only lotus fields in Europe. This ancient plant is known from the Cretaceous period when dinosaurs reigned the earth, and the Tethys Ocean stretched to where the modern-day Caspian Sea is. It is impossible to find a larger flower in all of Russia. When the lotus blooms, the air is filled with a delicate aroma. The leaves of the lotus are covered with a waxy coating and therefore are not wetted with water. Water drops roll over them like balls of mercury. On the puddles of its leaves, dragonfly larvae, lotus seeds, which are food for wild geese and tadpoles, all develop. Eagle nests are located in the highest trees at an altitude of more than 15 meters above the ground. The white-tailed eagle is one of the largest and rarest delta birds. The nestlings wait for their mother in this nest, which is 2 meters in diameter. The air is hot now, and this is a real test for the eaglets. It opens its beak wide to cool its body. The Volga Delta is one of the richest ecosystems in Russia. Incredible flora, freshwater fish, seabirds. A fragile world depends on unpredictable but ultimately fertile lands. We, the authors of this film, believe that this can inspire you to know and care more about the planet. Let's save it together. Development of the reserve system is one of the main tasks of the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment of the Russian Federation. As part of Russia's Year of Ecology, there are plans to create 7 additional national parks, 2 state nature reserves, 2 federally protected areas, the Caucasian State Natural Biosphere Reserve, and Russian Arctic National Park are expanding. Russian nature is our national treasure. Let's protect it together.